What's on guys, we're back with a very new video. In today's video, we'll be going over potential 2021 trade moves. Obviously we know that it's going to be one of the biggest free agency classes of all time at the end of 2021. So I thought, since there's not much going on right now in the off-season apart from St Kilda injuries, which is not really great, I just thought I'll go over a few trade rumours, and there's a big one that just came out today about Dustin Martin's manager potential move to Sydney. So let's get straight into it, but before we do, make sure to follow my Instagram. Let's try to get 50 followers on that. I think we're about 15 away from 50 followers, so please go follow that. Also, we're getting close to 450 subscribers, so please subscribe and drop a like if you like videos like this. Now let's get straight into the trade rumours. So I hopped on Twitter and Facebook this morning, and this is what I saw when I first hopped on. So of course, like any AFL fan, I clicked on the article, and this is what the article said. The article did say that when asked about the rumour that Dustin Martin wants to play in Sydney, his manager Carr said that Dusty loves Sydney. He's there a lot and has originally lived in Camden with his dad. You've got to live there to really know how good it is. He loves rugby league too, and he was hanging out with Cameron Munster the other day. So this really shows that apparently later on in this article that I did not screenshot was that apparently he loves spending most of his off season there, and he only comes back when the AFL season starts to get underway, and that he's spent pretty much his whole life in Sydney. And this is not the first time he's trying to make a move to Sydney. In 2013, when he was only 22 years old, he originally wanted to move to the Giants, as this article stated right here, and they were talking about it recently, that Dusty actually thought he was a GWS player before, and GWS ended up denying the trade, because at the time Dusty was a troublemaker and all this stuff, so they did not want him at the end of the day, which is, looking back on it, was really bad. But do I reckon that Dustin Martin will actually go or stay? I reckon that he'll stay at Tigerland for the rest of his career. Another man that's been mentioned is Paddy Cripps, and I've been going over for the rest of this video of all the 2021 free agents and seeing if I reckon they'll stay 50-50 or they'll go. So I'm going to think that Paddy Cripps is about a 50-50 right now, because I'm not quite sure if I fully am convinced about all these him going to West Coast rumours, but I'm not also convinced that he's going to stay, even though he is the Carlton co-captain. He's not the standalone captain, so it would be totally outrageous. And if he's homesick, he actually is from WA, so it does make sense. So that's why I reckon it's about 50-50 if Paddy Cripps will leave. Next up is Marcus Bontempelli, and I reckon he'll stay. I've not really seen too many rumours about him ever saying he would be anywhere apart from the Western Bulldogs, so I have to say that he would stay, and I don't see, he's the captain of the football club, he's a standalone captain, so I don't see him leaving. Next up is Max Gawn, and he's another one, he's a standalone captain. There's been no rumours about him going anywhere else, so I reckon he's another one that's a definite stay, unless someone gives him some money or something like that that might like rule him out, but I highly doubt that's the type of person that Max Gawn is. Next up is Zach Merrett, and this is the first one that I've said he's going to go. Now, no one's 100% confirmed to go. Obviously, no one's came out and said they're going, but some of the stuff that Zach Merrett's been saying about the media when he's asked about this question is like a bit. He never says that he will stay. He's not signed a new contract yet to be signed on with further than 2021. They've tried to put him into the leadership group this year. He's in the leadership group. But there's been so many weird, like Essendon's just in a weird position right now, so I think this is all on if Essendon perform well. But if Essendon go back down to the bottom four, I reckon that will be Zach Merrett's time to leave. Next one is Jack Billings, and this is a really weird one because there were some rumours at the end of the 2020 trade period that he might be on the move to the Western Bulldogs in like some type of trade. But this is a weird one because he's kind of in some weird waters with St Kilda. He's never really lived up to the potential that the Pick 3 thought they were going to get. He's been a probably above average player his whole career. Never really went to that star that they thought he is. He showed potential. So this is more of St Kilda actually want to give him a new contract or not, I feel like, and that's why it's a 50-50. Next up is Luke Parker, and he's currently the co-captain of Sydney, I think, with Dane Rampy and Josh Kenny. I think they have like this three-way co-captaincy. So I feel like that he will stay. He's getting all the midfield opportunity. They have a young list, and he's kind of like the vocal point in their midfield that they can build around. He's a star of the competition, has been close to Brownlows in the past, and I reckon that he will stay in Sydney. Next up is Josh Kelly, and you feel like this bloke's been in the trade talks since he's pretty much joined the AFL, and I reckon that this is the year that he finally goes. In the past, the only thing that's really kept him to signing these contracts is because how good GWS actually were. But GWS, if they have a shocker season again, I feel like that's where Josh Kelly will leave. Next up is Cam Guthrie, and I originally had this down as 100% stay, but then I thought about it that if he wants some real midfield opportunity, he got his first All-Australian, but he's so not talked about, and I'm not sure if this bloke's a guy that wants to be talked about, wants to be a vocal point of a midfield. I feel like he's good enough, so I feel like that I would not be surprised if he comes out and says that he wants to find an opportunity where he's the #1 man, because right now obviously he's probably not even in their starting midfield group at times, even though he was the All-Australian midfielder, which sounds crazy to think when you think about it, because I have so many midfielders now, especially adding Isaac Smith and Sean Higgins. You could see a guy like Cam Guthrie fall out and potentially leave in free agency. Next up is Matt Crouch, and this will be an interesting one because he said that he wants to stay at Adelaide, but I'm just not too convinced. If they have another shocker season, obviously his brother just left, and he has shown about the interest of his brother and all that stuff. So you never know if he ends up switching his mind, and if St Kilda have a really good year with Brad Crouch or something like that, he could just think that he wants to go to another contender like that and do what Brad Crouch did. And the last one on my list is Nick VLASTUIN, and I have him to stay. Now you could think that he could get a bit greedy, wants some money. He seems kind of like that type of bloke, but I feel like he's so committed to the Tigers, and if Tigers have another good year, I don't see why he wouldn't stay, especially getting more opportunities, because this could be Basher Hooley's last year, so it will give him more opportunity. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to drop a like in this video if you did enjoy. Comment with all the players that I mentioned if you reckon they would stay or they would go. Thanks for watching. Follow Instagram, like the video, and subscribe because we're on the road to 450 subscribers.